Hello and welcome back. I just did 2 hours of Puzzle Rush, got to level 40. Now I'm going to continue on with playing some games. I'm probably going to play less games today than I would normally because I spent a lot of time in Puzzle Rush today. Alright, so my current rating is 1276, and I'm trying to get it higher. Let's see. So he goes with a King's Pawn opening. So I'm going to start with a Caro-Kann. Okay, this guy's blitzing out his moves. He's got 2 pawns in the center. Principled. I don't. I'm thinking taking, and that gives me like a way to. Okay, I think that's probably fine. That makes him waste time, and then I get an active piece. So he moves his bishop back. I don't think that's a good move at all. Alright, so I'm thinking I could probably just develop my bishop and then close the door on him, which I think is pretty good. I could consider doing this, but I feel like it's not good right now. So I think as long as this guy can get booted, I don't want to put him there. So I think I'm gonna just develop my bishop. There is this at a certain point, which checks the king, but that doesn't happen just yet. Okay, so I think I'm just going to close the door on the bishop, get this bishop active. Okay, so now I'm going to put the right smack in the center, and then I'm going to castle. I'm not concerned about this at any point right now. I'm thinking I could do that, but that runs into this. And I don't have this because the rook is protected. So I think castling is probably a fine move, but I could consider jumping my knight to the center, which I kind of want to do. I think I'm going to develop the knight first. Perhaps I should... No, I didn't have that. And then I can castle in the next move, and all my pieces are pretty... Okay, so looks like he's going to castle this way. If he castles this way, what happens? I'm thinking I could put the queen here, which attacks this. It would encourage him to do that. And if he did that, then take, and... Well, okay, at a certain point, this guy's going to be hanging. Am I concerned about that? I was thinking I could put the knight here, which I kind of do like. And then I could cycle my knights out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. It might be a little bit premature. But if he castles, I can destroy his structure. His knight currently has no place to go, no good place to go. He could do this, and I could destroy his structure, but do I really want that? If takes here, then I would have to take here. I do want to castle. I would like to get the queen here. It also prevents this from going. You could do this, and then I could take. I kind of want to do this too. If he does something like... He doesn't have this. So alternatively, I could do this. Disconnected. Will auto-resign in 26 seconds. Okay, so he takes. Alright, so I'm going to take back with this move. He was probably banking on I did this, and then you would have like something like this, but that didn't. If he does that, then I can do this. No, I can't, because the queen guards. Alright, so he does that. Alright, I'm thinking that I do want to get the rook to the open file, which is pretty good, and it'll put a lot of pressure on this position like this. Alternatively, I cannot sack on this, so I'm going to do this. So then I can get the knight here. I'm playing a little bit of hope chess. I mean, this is still a good move, but I'm hoping that he does miss this. He can go here. The queen can go here. I can boot him out on the next move. Considering this as well. Alternatively, I can sack the rook first, and then I can check him here, and then the queen can come out, unless he moves here. And it's a marvelous night for a moon dance, with the dust of the stars. What the fuck? A fantabulous night to make romance. October skies, and though the night is magic, it's trying to get fancy. You wanna get this moon, but it doesn't work. Doesn't work. This is still hanging. And though the night is magic, whisper and hush. So that was okay. So can I just have a moment for you? I don't really want him to get this. This allows this. I think castling is probably a fine move. I do have this check, but it doesn't really do anything. The king doesn't want to be standing on this diagonal anyway, so I think castling is probably a better move. So, he doesn't have this because I have this and this. But maybe he's banking for this. I mean, it's not good enough. Unless he's hoping that if he does this, well, if I take with bishop and then he takes, and I take, this would still be guarded, so. Can I just have one moment for you, baby? Well, it's a marvelous night for a dance. Okay, see? And that's the whole reason that I didn't spend any time trying to check him or anything. We're done. I'm thinking that I would like to get the knight here. He's gonna do that at a certain point. What else do I have? I mean, I could do this myself, so he could just never get in there, which I kind of do like. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Play pretty positionally. Take the phone out of it for him. You know, he doesn't get this anymore. Sorry, he doesn't get this anymore. Which would have been like a pretty good piece. So he does this instead. I'm noticing that could be a fork at a certain point. I could do this, and well, that would encourage him to go to squares that I don't want him to go. If he puts it here, then the bishop goes somewhere else. So I can go here, and then I could sack it here, which is a pretty fine move, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's the queen active. If it goes here, then I can go here, which would threaten mate. Okay, so he does see it. Magic. Whisper. Okay, so I could go here, which attacks the rook. It would encourage something like this, and then I could get the knight to a more active square, so I think that's fine. It also moves my queen to a light square, which gets it off the dark squares. So his bishop won't be able to do anything fancy. I'm expecting this. Yeah, I suppose he does have like this. That doesn't really do anything. Okay, so that doesn't do anything, so I think I'm going to go ahead and... Well, at a certain point... No, it doesn't work. I want to put it here. Whisper and hush. Which is interesting, because if I can get more pressure on this guy and this guy... So he's currently attacking the bishop. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue. Because my bishop doesn't have... The bishop could slide back if the bishop really wanted to. But instead, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. If he takes, I can take back 2 different ways, so it's no problem for me. Okay, so now I'm going to take the queen, I think. His bishop is under attack. So, but if he does this, I have this. So, whisper and hush. Okay, so I'm thinking that I want to go ahead and do this and go ahead and do this. I think I will start with this move first. And what happens if this? It's queen here. Oh, actually, I have this move. I can move it here, threatens me, then what? Can I just have one moment? Okay, so if I go here, it's one movitis, but it does threaten mates. He's got this as a defensive resource, so perhaps I shouldn't be too concerned about that. I think I will go ahead and try to tear apart his position. Do this first. Why would I do this first? Between these 2 pawn moves, this, I feel like this is probably fine. Okay. So, I could actually spend more time. But if I do this, and then he does this... Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm trying to break apart his pawn shelter here. Alright, so he's getting all fancy on me. So his rook is hanging. So he has to do something about the rook. Okay. So I think I will now defend the pawn again. Oh. Well, I was going to say I have this move, but I don't. I have this move at a certain point. And I just don't have this move at any point. Whisper in the hush. Alright, so now I have this move. Okay. So now I think I'll go ahead and take. Do I have to take? Do I care to take? I could win another pawn. Okay, what I think I'll do is I'm going to trade here, just to simplify. Oh, I missed a move. Oh, I didn't miss a move. Okay, I don't have that move. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over here. Okay, that's not a move because I've got this. Okay. Okay, so now okay, he's probably gonna try to go for a stalemate trick or something. Alright. Good game, good game. Okay, so let us start the review. Go into... Alright, so overall, opponent played at 74.5% accuracy, and I played at 86.3% accuracy. Opponent played at a playing strength, a game rating, of 1700, and I played at a game rating of 1950. Pretty good, especially for like our respective ratings. So we both played pretty strong, but I played better. Opponent saw a tactic and thought it worked, but he didn't see my defensive resource. So let us start the review. Started with e4, king's pawn opening. I started with the Carl Khan defense. 2 pawns in the center, principal. This is the Carl Khan defense, which is these 2 moves. That's the start of the Carl Khan defense. So he brings the bishop out. I didn't think this was a good move. So I took the pawn because it would make his bishop move twice. So I win a tempo by doing this. And then I can activate this knight with tempo, so he has to move it. I didn't think that this was a good square for the bishop. And, you know, his knight doesn't have a natural developing square. It is the best move in this position, I suppose. So, I developed the bishop because I really wanted to, like, I didn't want to, like, close off my bishop and not give it any prospects, but I thought that doing this was better. So he develops his other bishop. I don't really see the point of this move, and it thought that, oh, okay, so the reason that this wasn't a good move is because he could have done this, and then I would have to move back, and then he would get, like, another tempo, and then I'd have to move the knight back again, or forward, and then get chased out again. So he could have been, like, uber aggressive if he really wanted to, because I didn't have this. But if he did this, then I could put it here. Oh, and then he could go here. But no, I attack the queen. And the queen has to take, and then I suppose the knight moves back. But none of that happened. So I just developed this pawn, and it was an excellent move. I think that the point of this move is he didn't want my bishop going here. Which was not the best move, it was just a good move. But I just played a good move myself. I wanted to get ready to castle. It wanted me to do this. I think I did consider this, but I didn't like the idea that he could just do this, and then, well, I guess here, and then here, and then, I don't know. It's just getting messy for no specific reason. He brings up the knight. I bring up my knight. Really wanted me to bring out the queen there. But people keep telling me don't bring out the queen too early, so don't know what to tell you. So, he blocks his knight's natural developing square. He can't cast kingside anymore, but I think the intention was always... I mean, look at the time management, too. He's only spent like 45 seconds on all of these moves. And sometimes that's why you do, like, quality moves over quantity, you know? So I developed the knight to the center of the board. Because I did see that there could be a potential tactic. But he wanted me to play this instead. But what was I concerned about? I don't know. I felt like that was as much as an accuracy as this one when I saw it. Oh, so he trades his bishop. This bishop isn't so good in this formation because all of my pawns are like pretty much on light squares. So but it's not the right idea. I took back. He castled. And I brought out the rook, because, you know, I did notice that there was going to be a tactic coming up. But opponent saw this tactic first. But unfortunately, it fails because of the rook that I put on that file on the last move. If I hadn't done that, then perhaps his idea would have worked. It would have been a check. No. Well, I couldn't even do that because then it would mate, which is probably what he was looking at. Not to mention the knight also. Well, no, the knight would be dead. So I ignore his threat, and I win the knight. After all is said and done, he develops his other knight, and I've already got a completely winning position out of this. So where did it exactly go down? So it's almost equal about here. I mean, it's still anybody's game. And here's when he, like, threw the game. He was trying to get fancy, which is why sometimes, you know, you want to play simple moves. You don't want to get all fancy. So, castle, just get my king to safety. I did consider it, but I didn't want his knight coming to the center. Moves his king out of danger, and the whole reason I didn't do that check is because that king wanted to go there anyway. So if the king already wants to move anyway, sometimes it's best not to just, like, absent-mindedly check it. Okay, so this move is So I could have prevented him from going there. And then it just like moves back, and then it's just like, well, what am I doing? You know? One move-itis. So I moved it out of the way because I wanted to get the knight active, and the queen was blocking that square, and this develops with tempo. So he's attacking my bishop. I defend my bishop. Yeah, stop it from coming, and this, then I guess I take, and it destroys the structure, I suppose. But I was trying to, like, shatter his pawn shelter here. So he attacks my queen. Queen has to move. I think, I mean, it would cover this square, so his queen couldn't get it. But it doesn't really do much else. At least, like, you know, if this, then he has to take, like, the rook, and it, like, further this. If this, oh, he can't take, well, I still think that my move is, why is this only considered a good, oh, because of his response, which was that. I did consider it, okay. Should have checked him. I don't understand. Okay, if you say so. So he does this. And I did notice that there was this tactic here, but for some reason I thought it lost, because if this, well, I mean, we still trade, and I'm still attacking it, so I guess it's not bad. But I don't know. I was just like, I can take the rook, but because this takes this, the rook is still guarded by the bishop, but it was probably still a fine move, and I missed it. But that lost. Could have gotten to the 7th rank, but still it doesn't do much. I did consider this. To be honest, I didn't even see that my rook was hanging. Alright. So, good game. Good game. Alright, let us go back to this screen. 1950, not bad. Alright, so I think I am going to stop for today. It was a pretty good game. If you enjoyed content like this, feel free to follow me on Twitch, where I'm trying to do a stream schedule of 10 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. I've been late to some of my sessions lately. Got a lot going on. Also, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel, that would help me a lot as well. Thank you. I hope to get better at this over time. Alright, cool. So stop recording.